Good morning and welcome to Let's Talk Stroke. Hey, Kevin, nice to see you. Um, Thank you all for being here and tuning into my channel, Let's Talk Stroke. My name is Jerry Wald and a stroke survivor. I'm the host of the show. I had my stroke just over 14 years ago, and I tell you, it's been a life-changing experience. So I decided to create this channel to share my journey, um, and hopefully inspire others going through the same challenges. Recovery can be tough, as we all know, but I believe we can all rebuild ourselves step by step. So on this channel, I will share recovery tips, exercise, mental health strategies, my personal experiences, as well as advice to caregivers, loved ones. So this is a very safe channel. It's a great space that we can support each other, and hopefully, um, if you're a stroke survivor or caregiver who just wants to learn more, feel free to reach out and um, join the conversation. So let's keep moving forward together. So, good morning again. And this show is about aphasia, which, as you know, it's a language disorder. Well, maybe you don't know, but it's a language disorder that affects the person's ability to communicate. It's typically caused by damage to the parts of the brain that are responsible for language, which often occurs after stroke, traumatic brain injury, or any other neurological conditions like a brain tumor or infection. Um, kind of crazy with this stuff. What how Hey, good morning, Bruce. Um, but anyway, yeah, so it is kind of a crazy situation that we go through if you do have aphasia. Um, First of all, aphasia can really impact speaking, which is we all know that. I keep saying we all know that. Well, maybe we don't know that, but it really, the speaking part, which a lot of us have, trying to find the right words or constructing sentences, is actually going pretty good for me today, as far as speaking. I'm really excited about that. And also understanding, right? Comprehending spoken or written language. That's a tough one. For me, it's there's a lot of things with aphasia. Reading, writing, the ability to read or write words and sentences. The leading cause. Does anybody know what the leading cause is of aphasia? Well, let's say the most common cause, especially when the blood flow um, to the language areas of the brain are interrupted. So the main cause is stroke. Um, so if anybody, or TBI, a traumatic brain injury to the language centers. Uh, let's see, neurological conditions, diseases like dementia, infections, tumors can also lead to aphasia. Several types of aphasia, but we'll get into that in just a second there. Let's see. I don't want to. Hey, howdy, folks. What's going on there, guys? Nice to see you guys. Nice. Kevin? Mark? Mark. Um, okay, there we go. So, Stephen, Bruce, hope you're all doing well. And again, thank you for joining this. And if you are out there, which I see, I keep a track of who's watching. Sometimes I see a lot of people watching don't make comments, and you know what? That's cool. If you can get something out of this, then that's awesome. Um, because just if we can get one inspiring thing um, out of it, then I feel we've done our job for that. So types of aphasia, wow. Um, and the problem is, there's quite a few. I thought originally there was 8, but the ones that are common are non-fluent aphasia, which is Broca's aphasia. It's really difficulty forming sentences, long sentences, full sentences. Um, um, but the speech, the person can still understand, um, but tends to be slow and broken. I mean, the only ones I'm going to bring up, hey Lynn, the only ones I'm bringing up are, and you know what, I apologize if I butcher some of these aphasias, the types of aphasia there are. Broca's, I said that one. We're not, okay, maybe someone could put that in there. We're how do you say that? I should have wrote it down. Wernicke's. Let's just go by aphasia, fluent aphasia. We'll just go like that, because that one, people that have aphasia, of fluent aphasia, they can speak in long, full sentences, but the person may still understand speech, but it tends to be slow and broken. Um, so that's pretty. So they often have difficulty understanding language. But like for me, sometimes, and I look back and I hear from my wife. Sometimes I'm speaking, I think I'm saying the right thing, and then what? And sometimes I just give up on that, and I shouldn't, but it's a lot of work. So I just I said, yeah, never mind. That's what I pretty much I say. But that's probably the weakest thing to say. But I've been at this over 14 years, and sometimes it just doesn't go away. It gets better. I mean, that I know it gets better. So global aphasia, I think, is probably is they're all kind of crazy, but this is one of the worst. The global aphasia. It's a severe um, form of language that is speech is completely impaired. Um, Anomic, it's another one. Aphasia. So people with this can typically speak and understand language, but struggle to find the right words. Is anomic? I don't know. Is anomic? Um, is that the same as expressive aphasia? That's what I think, because that's when I'm trying to find something, or the memory is affected. So many things about aphasia that's kind of crazy. Good morning, Kevin Loftus. Nice to see you. Stephen, I asked, okay, I'm sorry. I love when you guys comment. Really is awesome. And again, I always say, if you haven't subscribed to Let's Talk Stroke on YouTube, thumbs up and hit the notification button, because that's kind of to grow the channel. Because when I first started, well, obviously I had none. I'm at 1.4 thousand subscribers, 1.44, something like that. But anyway, I'm looking here, Stephen. He asked police officers when to find them on a break if they know what aphasia is. Jumbled words, word searching, and slurring. Wow. So if I get pulled over, I'm going to be nervous as hell anyway. So I'm gonna, they're gonna think I've been drinking, right? I mean, is that what maybe you're saying that, I guess. But so there's the symptoms of aphasia are, as you guys probably know or don't know, difficulty forming sentences, trouble understanding conversations. That's a big thing. Difficulty reading and writing, and using incorrect or words in your speech, which is that's pretty much, I think a lot of people do that. I'm always doing that. So, what's up, Cody? Let's see, Brad. Nice to see you. Great pictures, by the way, Brad, that you're out there with your lovely wife. Difficulty in naming objects. If I see the object, I think that's not a big issue, but you guys know treatment for aphasia is speech and language therapy. You know, therapists, they can help patient us regain language skills through exercise and speaking, practice. But the funny thing is, my actually speech has gotten better doing these shows. I mean, you're doing it all the time. The more you talk, I mean, these are things that and if you have aphasia, has anybody ever recorded have you ever recorded yourself? One of my speech therapists that I doing over the last year, 2 years, off and on, she recorded me. Wait, that was, yeah, inpatient. Not inpatient, it was an outpatient not too long ago. She recorded me. First of all, you can see the words are all kind of mumbled up, and speaking too fast. That's a big, huge issue. But there are apps out there, gestures, pictures that help with our communication. Here's the thing too: support from family. That's a big thing. Being patient. And there's another one: offer assistance. Right, James? Good to see you. Reading, writing, I know. I feel first. I know. And that's the thing. When you go to speech therapy, when they tell you, there's one of them that I still can't figure it out. Can you count backwards? Am I ever going to do that? I don't think so. I mean, I'm not going to count backwards. I don't even know why I would be counting backwards. But there are like apps, gestures that help with our communication. And dealing with the family or caregivers, we've got to be patient and offer assistance in communication can be a big difference in recovery. But I was taught doing these shows, someone with aphasia, don't answer for them. I mean, we've got to learn to figure it out on our own. Man, it's going to take 3-4 times. Then I understand. Then maybe I could pop a little word in there or something. As you know, aphasia does not affect our intellect. Well, maybe it might. It doesn't affect our intellect, but it definitely only to process our language, right? But yeah, with therapy and support, many people improve their communication over time. And also, so like for me, I interview other survivors, even experts in brain health that have something to do with aphasia. Boyd, good morning. Get interviews with other people that have aphasia, as I just mentioned, and even which I've had. If you go back and you can see, I've had people on that are speech therapists, and the great thing is to get their advice, get their experiences, and hearing different perspectives. Can add depth to this channel. Also, if you're not familiar with Dr. Tom Broussard, lives in Maine. He had 3 strokes. He's going to be on November 7th. So he's going to be, if you don't know, he's a big, huge proponent on aphasia. I think, Brad, you have a license plate that says aphasia too, I believe. And but it's nice to have him on so we can do like a Q&A with him, and even pathologists, speech pathologists, language, SLPs, or a neurologist, which I've had a long time ago on, who to answer really common questions about other aphasia questions, which there's so many things to do and learn about that. So if you do not know him, he'll be a guest in 2 weeks, November 7th, around 2 weeks there. So he will be um, talking about aphasia, and I tell you, he's unbelievable. It really is great to have him on, and other people that want to be on here. Um, so again, we want to educate people, about aphasia. That's really one of the big things. Speaking, understanding, reading, and writing. I never, I don't want to say it, but I never worried about reading. I mean, writing, because I was affected on my right side. So it's not going to really, I'm not giving up on it, but I just don't do the, what do you call it? I don't do the writing. And if I am writing, my affected side, my dominant side, I use, oh, you can't see it. It's my keyboard. That's what I use. So that's what I use, my keyboard, if I'm writing something. So but yeah, I'm just looking. And if you guys, if you have any other questions, or do you have any questions? I'd love to see if anybody has anything. Um, uh, so 7 up is better. Do we have any questions there? But yeah, so please reach out if you have any questions or want to be a guest on the show, or do we want to see a follow-up and see what you're doing now? I'd love to hear from you. And what else? But yeah, so aphasia is, do we know there's more types of aphasia? Because the types of them are, the, do you know what kind of aphasia you have? I mean, it could be a severe one. Global aphasia, just so you know, is the most severe form where both speech and uh, understanding language is significantly impaired. But so that's really kind of what was going on today on aphasia. So there's so many types, and stroke is really one of the #1 causes of aphasia, and especially when the most biggest cause is when the blood flow to the language areas of the brain is interrupted. Whew, do we know that? That's what I deal with all the time. But yeah, Kevin, expressive. Yeah, that's I've always said to myself, that's um, what my what do you call it? What do you call it? That's what I have, expressive. But there's so many different types. We know it's a language disorder. So, but anyway, I just wanted to make a little quick on aphasia and see if anybody had questions on that. It was going to be a short little show and talk about it. So, but anyway, you guys just recovery can be tough, but I believe we can do it. Rebuild our lives step by step. So, what else? What else? What else? Come on, let's see. But yeah, Tom Broussard will be on, and also in January I have Dr. Karen Sullivan. If you don't know her, she will be on as well, sharing her knowledge and talking about stroke. She's amazing. Another one that's just amazing. So, well, you know what, guys? I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a great weekend. I'm not sure what you guys got going on. I've got the next week jam-packed. Oh my gosh, it's going to be crazy. Let's see. Kevin, does aphasia show up immediately? It can't be a. It's like, I'm going to say it does. Peace out, Kevin. Yeah, I think it comes. You get it right away. So that's me with me. So, Julie, nice to see you. Yeah, I was getting close to closing the show down today, but that's what It was all about Juliet aphasia. Well, yeah, you saw the promo. So living with aphasia can be tough, um, and it is. Um, haven't been pulled over by a policeman, Stephen, to mumble my way through it. Now going out to restaurants. I'll keep going for a little bit longer. Sorry, Kevin, but yeah, going out to restaurants or going somewhere, that to me is, when you're put on the spot, that's where it's, for me, it's more difficult. So, but something we have to live with. Some days are better than others. When you get tired, this is just my experience. When I get tired, usually in the evening, um, that's when it shows up, and it's more um, crazier. Get tired, can't talk real well, and sometimes I just blow it off and don't even talk because it is tough. But that's okay though. It's something that we deal with, um, and that's how it goes. So you guys, again,